Good morning, everybody. Mike Vacchi, Princetontrader.com, here with your Wednesday market webcast. Okay, we are in a sell rallies tape. We're in a sell rallies tape. Resistance at the 20-day was tested a couple of days ago. We're below the 50. We're below the 9-day. We're flirting again with the 100. So this is, typically we find ourselves in a buy dips tape. We are absolutely in a sell rallies tape. So the thing that's kind of changed things is we came back down to the 50, which we had done other times during the course of the year. This time, though, we got below, we went deep, and we have, for the most part, we've stayed below. And look, are there going to be rallies? Of course there's going to be rallies, but if those rallies are holding critical areas like the daily midband, it is, for now, it continues to be a sell rallies tape. So what's the next step for the bears? You got to break this low. You got to deal with 42.93.75. Ideally, you deal with it this week. If not, what you're going to end up with over time is you're going to end up with a lot of support at the 100-day. And maybe we bounce around down here for a while. It doesn't necessarily mean we're going to rip right back up to the upside. But until you deal with the 100, you're not really going to see the deep move that, a lot of people have been waiting a long time for. How long that's going to last? It could last 3 hours. It could last, it could last, it'll last as long as it wants to last. But for now, just understand there have been rallies in this tapes, and those rallies have been sold. So hourly chart, and you can see it here. Tested the 50 yesterday morning. They didn't get through. We spent essentially the early morning hours into the regular session open dealing with weekly pivot in the 9-day, and that got converted down to the 100, and the 100 over the course of the afternoon, 2, 3, 4 hours, held as support. They've kind of wound it back up here towards the daily pivot, but you've seen a lot of resistance, about 4 hours worth, and it kind of looks like, this little rising wedge type of a deal, little bear flag, whatever you want to call it, that has the potential to break down. So what's the first step? Break the hourly midband, go deal with these lows. So we were long most of the night. We took profits and we got out. We're flat right now. We're probably going to wait on the regular session just because I want to see what's going to happen. I don't want to be over trading. I'm not a big fan of trading pre-market. And I certainly don't like to over trade pre-market. But what I will say is this. Right now you have volume weighted average price at 43.66. You have the hourly midband at 43.60. If 60 to 66 goes resistance, it's going to force my hand. It's going to make me and a lot of other people have to get involved, because if we're going to 43.30, if we're going deep, then we need to be there. I don't mind missing out on all the chop between, say, 70 and 78 that was going on between 3:30 and 6 o'clock in the morning. But if it starts to take out the bigger dominoes, then it's going to force people to be there. So 60 to 66 is an area that we definitely want to watch. Other areas, proprietary moving average is at 70, 5-minute mid is at 70. We talked about, and we're pushing into 60 as we speak. So this will move into 60, between 60 and 66, which is VWAP, is going to be important. That's going to be very important. You break those areas, and it's going to force shorts to have to get involved, or they miss out on the bigger move. The reason I don't like trading pre-market is because typically it's it's very agenda based, and none of us are privy to whatever the hell that agenda happens to be. It's like an inside joke, and we don't know the punchline. They could be running it up, they could be running it back, they could be doing both, or just nowhere at all. And you tend to get chopped up, or things move, against you. And then as you hit the bell or whatever, it's a big mess. So I'm not a fan of it. And I pretty much have a solid rule that I don't enter new trades between 9 and 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. The last half hour before the regular session is especially ridiculous. So we all have our different little quirks. That one is mine. All right. Everybody have a fantastic day. Be safe, be healthy, take care, trade them well. I will talk to you guys, if not this afternoon, tomorrow morning. Be good.